Hi there, I'm Adrienne Everheart, a feminine energy dating and relationship coach, and I'm going to give you some quick tips to stop sabotaging your relationship with your man. You may be in a situation where you're really wanting more attention, more time, more of his presence, his commitment, and really be able to connect with him, but you're actually doing some really subtle things in masculine energy that are sabotaging your relationship. So I'm going to teach you how to stop it right now. Get into your body, get into your feminine energy, and start connecting with the place where a man is actually drawn to, he wants to know more about, and that is your beautiful feminine energy self. So stick around. If you're new to my channel, hit subscribe. If you like this video, give a thumbs up. I can't wait to share these tips with you. Now, I have to share with you the opposite of how a person can take this and actually try to do this loophole with feeling statements. And I had a client write me recently and she said, you know, I've told my guy my love languages. I've told him that I like gifts, I like acts of service, I want him to call and text me several times a day just for no reason. That's my love language. That's what I need. And I'm not having my needs met, Adrienne. That's my terms and conditions. He needs to be doing this. I've told him that's how I feel. And this made me feel so uncomfortable because it was somehow taking something that you desire, like a preference, and making it a boundary. And so there's preferences and there's boundaries, and you're going to sabotage your relationship if you get those intertwined. There's things I prefer. I prefer a hot cup of coffee first thing in the morning from my husband. You know, that would be great. It's not really a boundary I have. It's not about my well-being. It's not about my emotional health to have that. If you need a red rose every week on Friday to make you feel emotionally grounded, there's something else going on. That's what you need to do your work on, is why do I need a gift to feel good about myself? What's behind that door? This is where I want you to go deeper. Find out what it is that you're wanting from your partner and see if it's something that you cannot give yourself. Know the differences between boundaries and preferences. Know the differences, all right? So when it comes to sabotaging your relationship, nothing does it quicker than what you're thinking in your mind. You will be thinking all sorts of thoughts, and they're usually negative because that's what masculine energy is. It's a negative thought process that happens kind of immediately, kind of impulsively. It's really a primal part of our brain that's there to protect us. It's really, a lot of it is outdated, but it's there to just really protect you. And so what you do is you go into problem-solving mode with your thinking. There's just one big problem. Emotional problems can't be solved by thinking them through. You know, you can't outthink heartbreak. You can't outthink losing a loved one. And what happens is we begin to see a pattern with our man, or we begin to put him under a microscope and find faults or find things that are going wrong. And we begin to want to fix those things. And by fixing them, we're hoping that we will feel better. So we have a thought that this particular thing he's doing is wrong, or it doesn't feel good, or whatever it may be. But that's really just a thought you're thinking, and it's a judgment that you're having, and notice that it is negative. So the first thing I want you to do is just be able to notice, like, I'm having a lot of bad thoughts about my guy. I'm having a lot of negative thoughts about him. And what I want you to do is I want you to just see if you can't write down 4 or 5 of these thoughts, and I want you to look at that thought, and I want you to just repeat after me. This is just a thought I'm thinking. Or I notice I'm having the thought, and then say the thought. And you can say something like, I notice I'm having the thought, whatever it is, and I might not always feel this way. So I want you to begin to tell your brain that nitpicking, that finding the fault and having these negative thoughts, that's just one way to go about handling this. That's just one option. Another option is to observe what you're thinking. See if you can't neutralize it a little bit, because so often we have that thought, it's absolutely true, and it's not. It's not absolutely true. It isn't total truth in that thought. And instead, I want you to find what you're really feeling. You know, behind so much of our thinking, it's usually feeling like I'm just lonely, I'm tired, I'm sad, I'm feeling like wish I had like a little more quality time, which would be a type of loneliness. So when you're able to boil it down into one little feeling, you can then say to your man, you know, it feels so good to get together and cuddle up on the sofa at night, but it's like we only do it once a week and it feels wonderful. But if I'm going to be in a committed relationship with someone, I really want to get together with them more than once a week. So you have told that man how you feel, but you've also set like a boundary. And this is really important in, no longer sabotaging relationships. Is that you have to be aware of your own personal needs, your own boundaries, what makes you feel good. Now, if I'm going to give up all other guys and I'm only going to date this one guy, these are the terms and conditions. Now, I talk about the terms and conditions in 500 Ways to Talk to a Man ebook that comes with a 2-day video class. I walk you through scripting, how to talk about your feelings. I talk about it in FEM, Tools for Dating, a very inexpensive program that gets you on the fast track with feminine energy so you're not wasting your time texting and chatting with guys and not getting anywhere. The terms and conditions are one of the most important parts to any relationship, dating or otherwise, that you will have. Know how you feel. Not projecting what you wish your partner was doing, but know and identify how you feel. So important to be able to do this. So you can stop sabotaging your relationship. You can stop bringing in all this extra information and hypotheses and diagnosis and thinking. This whole whirlwind of thinking, which is masculine energy problem and solving. Ladies, it's so simple. Drop down into your body. What do I really feel about me? What do I really feel? And so often behind that feeling, again, it's so simple. There's a fear. There's a part of us that we're rejecting or hiding from. We're flighting, or freezing, or just wanting to disappear from. And I want you to get in touch with that feeling. I want you to get really well acquainted with it and find out what it is you need. Now, the last tip I want to tell you to stop sabotaging your relationship is that I want you to be able to cultivate your own rich, juicy, full life. Have your own identity outside of any attention, affection, or reward, or dopamine hit, or pleasure that you get from anyone or anything outside of you, because all of that is totally out of your control. Every bit of it's out of your control. Now, you can use your feeling statements and you can communicate clearly to your partner, and this can help him understand and feel and develop empathy and connectedness with you. But you do not use feeling statements to get what you want. Feeling statements are not a loophole to manipulate your partner. That's why I want you to have this rich, juicy, full life. It's a mouthful. This is why I want you to cultivate time away from your partner. Have your own identity. Number one, he has got to miss you. A man has to have time away from you, away from smelling all your estrogen pheromones. He has to have that time away from you so he can man up. He can power back up, right? And it's also good because he just flat out will miss you. He needs to miss you. He needs to experience that time away from you. And then you need to develop your life in other ways outside of your identity being the relationship and what your partner is or isn't doing. Whenever you begin to pick apart what they're doing, how they did the dishes, how they loaded the dishwasher. Yeah, they loaded the dishwasher, but they didn't do it right. You have to sit them down and talk to them so they understand what you need. I want you to begin to look at, do I just need someone to completely align with what I am thinking and feeling? Or can I let this person be who he is? Let the man show you what he can or can't do. Have your boundaries. Know your preferences. But meet somewhere in the middle. Meet somewhere in the middle. It's not all about you being a goddess on a pedestal and getting everything just the way you want it. That is not what feminine energy is about. And It worries me whenever anyone misconstrues this. And by all means, ladies, if you have questions about that, feel free to ask below in the comments section. So I hope these tips have been helpful about how to stop sabotaging your relationship, develop your identity, develop your own life away from the man, give him space, give him time, know your boundaries, know your preferences, know the difference between these things and the thoughts you're thinking versus what really is good happening in my relationship, what's really working here, what feels good to me. Focus on those things and you'll have more of those. Focus on what feels good and you will begin to see more of what feels good. It's amazing how it works that way. Now, if you want to go deeper, I have my best-selling ebook. It's 500 Ways to Talk to a Man. It comes with a 2-day video class. I recommend everyone start there with feminine energy. If you're in a situation where you want your guy back, I've got the ABCs to get him back. This is a proven program. It's a bestseller that I have. Please go check it out. And if you're new to dating, I have Fem Tools for dating. And if you're into manifesting and law of attraction, I have New Man Manifesto. I've got lots of programs over on my website. You can check it out in the links below. As always, please subscribe. I would love to be part of your life. And give this video a thumbs up if it's been helpful. I'm wishing you much love and success in your relationship. And I am so honored to be part of your life. Much love. Mwah. Bye-bye.